Space. Windows.
Hello and welcome. This is the third video of this series, and in this video I want to show you how to set up Notepad++ to work very well with a screen reader, and it is what's helped me become more efficient and much quicker code writer. So it's going to be a 15 to 20 minute video, but this is a very good thing to go ahead and have. It took me too long to figure this out, so I would like to go ahead and show you now. So the first thing I want to show you is whenever I write code, I want to, and this isn't Notepad, this is JAWS screen reader itself. I want to make sure that my screen reader is announcing all punctuation. So I want to know if there's an apostrophe there. I want to know. So and you're going to want to know too if you're wanting to learn to write code. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to go to my screen reader, and I want to go to the options and then the voice, and then I want to change the punctuation on the voice profile I'm using now. So
JAWS content. Util option basics voices sub.
So we're going to go to voices,
Enter voice
and
adjustment.
then voice adjustment.
Enter leaving menus. Voice adjustment.
And now I'm going to go down to punctuation.
Tab synth tab adjust tab rate tab punctuation combo box all four.
And you can hear mine's set to all right now. I'm going to hit the home key to go to the top of this list.
Home none.
And you can hear your choices are none,
some, most, all.
And see, you want it to be on all, and that way so you hear all punctuation. I actually have multiple profiles set for because some I want to use it and some I don't. So here you can just hit enter.
Enter.
And it will close that and save it for you. Now let's get into the actual Python, the actual Notepad side of things. So if you did not select to create a desktop icon for Notepad++, then I'm going to show you how to do that, and then I'm going to show you how to set up a hotkey for the editor, and then we'll move on from there. So first let's create the desktop icon. So what you want to do first is you want to go to your File Explorer, which is Windows E.
Windows E. File Explorer item.
And next I'm going to go to the tree view, so I'm going to Shift Tab.
Shift Tab, tree view, level 0.
And I'm looking for my Windows or C drive, because that's where Notepad is located. So I'm looking for Windows.
W1, W2, Windows left parent C
colon. Windows, I'm going to hit enter on that,
enter.
And I'm going to hit Tab because it opens it up.
Tab, items view multi-select list box, not selected backup -07.
Alright, so now I am inside of my C drive, and in here, I'm sure the majority of us are going to be looking for program files.
program files.
Alright, so I'm going to hit enter on that.
Enter, program file.
And then inside of program files, this is where our Notepad++ folder is located. So I'm going to type NOT for to find it with first character recognition.
Notepad++.
Alright, so here it's selected. I'm going to hit enter on it.
Enter, Notepad++, items view.
Alright, now inside of this folder, we're looking for the Notepad++.exe file. And this is the application, and that is what we're looking for. We're going to type note again.
Notepad++.x.
And it finds it for you, Notepad++.x. Now, I have an applications key on my actual laptop. I do not. So here we want to make sure it's selected.
Notepad++.x 7/20.
And it is. So we want to either hit your applications key or Shift F10 if you do not have one.
Applications, context, properties are.
And you want to up arrow until you hear send to, and it's a sub menu.
Green, delete, create, copy, cut, send to sub menu, N.
Alright, and here you want to right arrow.
Bluetooth device.
And now we're looking for desktop, left parentheses, shortcut, right parentheses.
Compress desktop, left parent, create shortcut, right parent, D.
Alright, there's desktop, create shortcut. Now, I already have it on my desktop, but I want to let you know that if I was to hit enter here, it would create a second icon. So I'm going to hit escape, but you press enter.
Escape, send to sub.
And then I'm going to close my File Explorer.
Alt F4, leaving menus, Python for escape.
And now I'm going to go to my desktop. You can use the Windows M as in Mike, or I use Windows D.
Windows D, folder view, list view, screenshot dash note.
Alright, now I'm going to use that first letter, or first character recognition to find Notepad.
NVDACH, net means I8, Notepad + dot X dash.
And you can hear it's right there, and it says, let's listen to it.
Notepad + dot X dash shortcut check 35 of 30.
So it's a shortcut. So now we're going to set up our hotkey. And a hotkey is just like with a lot of people like to use hotkeys with JAWS, so Alt Control J. So we're going to set up a hotkey for Notepad++. The first thing you want to do is either hit Shift F10 or your Applications key.
Applications, context menu to navigate, press up or down arrow period.
Now we want to up arrow to Properties.
Properties are enter, leaving menus, folder view, list view. No.
Alright, and now we want to, it immediately puts you in the section you need to be, so we're going to tab till we hear shortcut key, hotkey.
Tab, started : edit, tab, shortcut key : hotkey, Control + Alt + E.
And you can hear mine already has one, Control + Alt + E, and that's just E for editor. Now I'm going to hit backspace on this.
E.
And I'm going to tab out of it and then back.
Tab, run, Shift tab, shortcut key : hotkey, none.
Now that's what you'll hear if you don't have one, is none. So as soon as you get in this box, you don't want to touch any other keys
tab, run, Shift tab,
except for your navigation keys like tab and Shift tab. Now I'm going to set it back to Alt Control E. You hit all of those at the same time, and you'll hear it announce it. And then you can set it to whatever you want to.
Blank.
And then you hit, now we want to tab until we hear OK.
Tab.
Well, actually, it put me somewhere else.
Notepad ++ none. Shift tab, started tab, shortcut key, Control E. Tab, run, Shift tab, Alt Control E.
And then we're going to tab till we hear OK.
Tab, open tab, tab, Shift tab, blank, screen blank, Alt tab, blank, left tab, Shift tab,
going on.
blank, title is *new 1 dash no, Alt F4, Notepad ++ dot X dash shortcut, advanced dot open file location. Escape, desktop, Notepad ++ dot applic, enter, leaving menu, escape, Notepad application, prop, enter, leave tab, shortcut key, hotkey, Control + Alt + E.
So Control + Alt + E, I'm sorry about that, I don't know what's going on here.
Tab,
I'm
run,
going to tab till I hear...
comment tab, open tab, change tab, advanced tab, OK.
OK, you want to hit enter on this.
Enter, desktop, folder view list.
Now, some of you might get an alert, and it's administration privileges. And you either will have to type in your password or just click continue. Either one should work. It should be pretty explanatory. So let's take now, and what we want to do is I would like to show you this hotkey work. So I'm going to do an Alt Control E.
Alt Control E.
Now, it did this to
Windows
me
D.
earlier.
Alt Control E. Alt tab, Python 3, Alt tab, Op Studio, Alt tab, Intro to Notepad ++ U.
Alright, so I'm not going to edit this out because this happened to me earlier, and it's
Alt tab, Python 3.
I want to make sure if it happens to you, you know it's common. So
Windows
I'm
D.
going to go back to my desktop.
New text doc, NVDA, net means I8, Notepad ++.
Go to Notepad,
menu, enter, tab, shortcut key, hotkey, none, to the Alt Control E, enter, desktop, folder.
Now I'm going to try it again.
Alt Control E. New 1.
Alright, now it wants to open. I'm not sure why that happened. The first time I tried to record this video, that happened. So, and every time I create a hotkey, that seems to want to happen. So, just remember that. That might happen to you as well. So, now that we have our actual Notepad++ open, now I want to show you some settings with JAWS. I also want to show you how to turn the line numbering off, where it reads you the line number, and then we're going to create our first script in Python, our hello world, and then we're going to do I'm also going to show you the spacing with a while loop. So let's first look at the JAWS settings. These are our quick settings for JAWS. Our focus is on Notepad++. We want to hit our JAWS key, or insert, whatever you would like to call it. You want to hit that with V as in Victor.
Left margin, quick settings dash no.
And you can hear it opens our quick settings. Now you can either search for it if you know what you're looking for, but here I'm just going to down arrow until I get to the part where we want to look. Or I'm actually going to do first character recognition. So you download into or you hit down arrow into your tree view, and then you will. What you need to do now is hit E for editing.
Editing options open.
So it has our editing options, and they're already open. And here you want to
level 1 capitalization indicate.
So from editing options, you want to up arrow one time, and you want to make sure that that capitalization, and this is under the say all, is turned on to indicate. To cycle through any option in the quick setting, you can simply just press space.
Space, ignore 1 of 2.
And it will tell you a different option, and it will also tell you how many options or which option it is of how many in the list. So
space indicate.
We're going to make it indicate. Now we're going to down arrow.
Level 0, editing options open.
Alright, now in our editing options,
level 1, typing echo both characters and
so I use both characters and words when I'm typing code, because I want to be able to hear everything I'm typing to make sure errors stay at a minimum, and then they're quickly found when they do happen. Again, you can cycle through this menu with spacebar. I'm going to leave mine to both characters and words.
Caps indicate on character and word.
So capital, you want your caps. I let mine indicate on character and word because half the time I couldn't tell that it was even changing on just character, which is the default setting. And again, you can cycle through these list of options. I think there's 4 with spacebar. I'm a down arrow again.
Punctuation all.
Now, punctuation is if you have your screen reader already in its default set to all, when we changed it in the beginning, this right here will already be all as well, but you can change it for different applications and then save it for that specific place. So next we're going to down arrow.
Indentation indicate.
Indentation. You want this to be on indicate. It has 2 options. Cycle through with space.
Space, ignore 1 of 2.
You can ignore it.
Space, indicate.
Or
2.
indicate. So you definitely want it to be on indicate, because you need to know when a spacing, or when a capitalization, an indication occurs. So,
indentation
because indentations are a big part of Python, and they also are something that is you need to do to write good code in any language, just to make it readable to those who are looking at it from a visual perspective. So I'm going to leave that on indicate. I'm a down arrow.
Level 0, spelling options open. 2 items.
Spelling options.
Level 1, text spell alphabetically. Alphanumeric text read as words.
So your alphanumeric,
alphanumeric text read as word.
Yeah, you want it as a word.
Level 0, numbers options open. Level 1, speak single digits threshold 8 or more digits.
So your single digits on your numbers options, I always leave it to 8 because I want to hear 110,000 instead of 110,000. So, but if there are dashes in there,
speak single digits if number contains dashes checked.
You want it to speak single digits. I choose that because I want to be able to know that there's dashes. It will not read them to me if this is not selected. So this is the end of our options for JAWS. So you can simply just do a you can hit enter.
Enter 2 tabs.
And what that will do is it will immediately let you take and save those settings for this application.
Title is star new blank.
So now I'm going to show you, right now I have it turned off, so I'm going to turn it back
menu
on.
T, menu, enter. Leaving menus, tab, caret settings, link tab, multi-dash editing, tab, line wrap, align, tab, border with tab, display space, checked, escape, 2 space, 1, 2.
So if you listen to when I read my current line,
2 spaces, 1.
You can hear it says 2 spaces, that's it indicating that indentation. We need to know that indentation. So next I'm going to hit a carriage return, enter a couple times and show you.
Enter.
I'm going to go to my top of my file.
Top of file.
Now I'm just going to hit down arrow.
2, 3, 4, 5, 4,
and I'm
3,
going to up arrow.
2, 1.
And you can hear it's telling me what the line number is. This is a great thing to have when you're debugging your code and you're you have an error on line 151 in the 5th column. You know, it's nice to know that. But it is not nice to know that when you're writing your code, because it can interfere with what you hear, especially if you're like me and you can't see the screen at all and you use JAWS. It's really nice to know when yeah, having the line number pronounced, it can be confusing. So to change that, you can hit the Alt key to get up to your menus.
Menu bar application.
Now it's your application menus, and from here you can do first character recognition. But I'm a right arrow just to show you. We're looking for tools.
Edit E, search, view V, encoding, language, settings, tools O.
So you right arrow, or you could hit T and it would open it right up. I'm gonna actually hit T even though I'm on it.
T, menu, preferences, dot, dot,
And you
dot.
can hear it opens it right up. And the first thing is preferences. This is what we want, so I'm gonna hit enter on that.
Enter, leaving menus, left margin, editing, preferences.
Alright, so it will open you up
Border width, no.
at the top of the dialog box.
Display line number, check a shift tab. Border width, a shift tab.
me get
Multi-tab,
it
shift
back.
tab. Caret setting, shift tab. Caret set, shift tab. Vertical level, shift tab. Close button to tab. Fold.
Alright, so one thing to note
Folder margin style.
is it will
Vertical left set,
remember.
folder margin.
This will remember if you've been in these settings while you've had the Notepad++ open. Until you close it, it will remember where you were and put you back there. So, and I was already on the line number, but I want to show you that once you come into this, you want to right arrow and because you want to be on editing, not general, and then you want to tab until you hear line number. So
tab, vertical edge tab, caret settings tab, caret set tab, multi-dash editing tab, line wrap align tab, border width tab, display line number checkbox.
So display line number and the checkbox is checked, so we want to hit space.
Space not checked.
And it's not checked now. You can simply tab till you hear close, or you can hit escape here.
Escape.
And it will save it. So now we're going to talk. We know we have 5 lines in this file. So I'm a down arrow.
Blank.
And now you don't hear them at all.
Blank.
So, and because there's no words or anything, that also doesn't tell you that there's some type of indentation. So now what we want to do is I'm going to actually show you your first, we're going to create a new file right here in Notepad because I want to show you how to do that. And then we're going to take and write our first set of code in the file, and then we're going to run it in the command prompt and see Python work. So the first thing you want to do is hit Control N.
Control N.
And what that does is
title is new 2 dash note.
You can hear it says new 2 because we already were in new 1, but I wanted to show you can do that. And then you want to take and hit your Alt key.
Menu bar app menu open dot dot.
And you want to down arrow until you hear save as.
Open contain open and open folder as reload from save control save as dot 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 control.
So save as, we're going to hit enter on that.
Enter leaving menus left margin save a new 2.
So in here I'm going to hit backspace. It's immediately highlighted.
Blank.
And I'm going to type the name
test
period
P
I. So test.py. And that right there gives it the extension. It immediately knows what type of file it is. I'm going to shift tab.
Shift tab. Name header shift tab.
Twice.
Folder view list view. Not selected localization.
Now right here I'm inside the folder that the actual Notepad extension is that where it resides. So I'm going to hit backspace to back out of that folder.
Folder view list view not selected on your 12.
So now we know I know that I'm inside of my program files now, so I'm going to hit it again.
Folder view list view not selected backup dash 07
Alright, so I'm going to hit it one more time.
Folder view list view
C drive. So now I want to go to my documents. So from here I can hit
home check
D as in documents.
D desktop D documents checked D downloads checked. Documents checked.
So I'm going to hit enter on documents.
Enter folder.
Now from here I can simply do an Alt S, or I could tab down to save. But I'm going to do an Alt S.
Alt S, edit, type and text, period.
Alright, so now I'm going to read my title.
Title is C:\users Keith Blackwelder documents test.py dash notepad ++.
So now you can hear that it put it in my user folder and Keith Blackwelder into my documents, and then it tells you the name of the file. And that's, oh yeah, that's okay. So now the next thing we want to do is I want to show you first that we're not starting the learning part of Python yet. That will be in the next video, but just so you know, the pound sign or number, hashtag, or whatever somebody wants to call it is shift 3.
Number.
And then
Space.
anything that comes in front of that, not below it, just in front of it, is called a comment, and it will not be recognized by Python as code. So we can say we'll say the number sign is a comment, or the start of a comment. So the so the number, I'm gonna read it.
Comment, 2 spaces, number. The number sign is the start of the comment.
Alright, so you hear that, and we know that the pound sign or number sign is a comment.
And enter.
Now I'm gonna comment out a variable, so I'm gonna say number variable.
V-A-R-I-A-L-E. Variable, enter. Number,
Well,
variable,
spell it right.
variable, selected. V-A-R-I-A-B-L-E. Variable, enter.
So now I'm going to type the variable as, we're going to say, it's going to be a message, so we're going to say, and when we create a variable, the name is on the left, so message,
M-E-S-S-A-G-E.
and we're going to put equals,
message,
and that single equal sign in code is, in this language, in every language really, is called a assignment operator. So basically it means that the variable to the left of this assignment operator is equal to what's to the right. So, and that information to the right of that equal sign could be multiple different types of data. So we're going to make ours a string. That's a data type in Python.
Equals, blank,
and
space.
all other languages. So we're going to say this is going to be inside of quotes.
Quote.
Or you could do single quotes. Just stay consistent with it.
Quote. Quote.
So I'm going to get back in the center of them quotes, and we're going to type hello world.
H-E-L-L-O. Hello, W-O-R-L-D.
Alright, so now we've created our string. Let's listen to it.
Message equals, quote, hello world, quote.
Alright, so now what we're going to do is
enter.
we're going to come down a line, and we are going to print this message, and you can simply just say print, left parentheses, message, and then close your parentheses with the right parentheses. So print,
P-R-I-N-T, print left parent,
and then message,
M-E-S-S-A-G-E,
and then close
message
it.
right parent.
Now what you want to do is you want to save this.
Control S.
Alright, now we can simply open this up in command prompt by hitting the Alt key, going to File, then you want to look for Open Containing Folder, and then we want to down arrow to the CMD. So I'm going to hit Alt.
Menu bar, application menu.
And then we're already in File. I'm going to hit down arrow.
Menu, open open containing folder.
Open Containing Folder, you right arrow.
Explore, CMD.
And you hear CMD. We're going to hit Enter on that. You heard Explore first, then I down arrowed. So.
Enter, leaving menus. Number, the number sign is the...
Alright, I'm going to read my title.
C:\Windows \System 32 back.
And you can hear System 32. That's just letting us know that that's where we're at. We're in our command prompt. You read the current line.
C:\Users /Keith Blackwelder /Documents Creator.
And you hear it gives us our path of where we are located. So what I'm going to do to show you, first thing I want to show you is if you type at, which is Shift 2, and then no space, echo, and then space,
echo,
off,
enter, blank.
And you read the current line, you won't hear that path anymore. That's nice to do after you already know where you're at and you're starting to do your testing. So to run a Python from a file, you want to type Python, all lowercase, and then you want to type your file name. So mine is test.py, and I'm going to hit enter, and you listen to what you hear.
Enter, hello world.
And you hear hello world. That's it. Running our program, we wanted it to print that variable, which assigned to that variable was the string hello world. So now I'm going to show you very quickly a while loop, and we will learn this later on, but I just want to show you it for the indentation purpose.
Alt-Tab, C:\Users /.
So what you do is I'm going to take and comment everything out that we did above.
Bottom of enter.
And then I'm gonna create another variable called num.
N-U-M.
And I'm gonna set it equals to 1. And then I'm gonna go to my next line, and I'm gonna create a while loop. And what you do is you say while,
while,
and then you put a left parentheses, right parentheses, and a colon.
Left parent, right parent, colon.
Alright, inside of the parentheses,
colon, right parent,
you want to write your variable num,
N-U-M, num,
and you want to say while num is less than
space
10,
0.
Then what we're going to do is
10,
move to the next line,
enter,
and we want to hit tab because that's going to indent our line over. So anything that is indented past this while loop is what's going to run while this is happening. So what we want to do first is we want to print our variable. So we want to print
print
left parentheses and then type in num and then close it.
Num right parent.
Now we want to move to our next line, and because we've already indented, Python will know to automatically do it again
Enter.
when we enter after that line. So if we are on a new line and it has nothing to do with the line before and we hit enter, it will only indent its default space. So now we want to increment that num variable every time this loop runs. So we want to say NUM, so num, and then we want to plus equals 1. And that's how we increment by 1 in Python. Now we're going to enter. Get a couple of them just to get out of it. Now we're going to save it.
Control S.
And here's what I'm going to show
Top
you.
of num equals 1.
So we come down here and you hear num equals 1. If we down arrow one more time,
While left parent num less 10 right parent colon.
you'll hear our loop. That's while num is less than 10, we want 2, and then we down arrow one more time.
6 spaces, print left.
And you can hear it's 6 spaces in, okay? But if I up arrow back to the while loop line,
2 spaces, while
you hear it's only 2 spaces. So it's letting us know that the spacing is different from this line to the next. But if you have a line where the spacing is the same as the last, then you will not be told unless you read your current line. But if I down arrow,
6 spaces, print left parent num right parent.
you hear that's where our number is going to be printed.
Num plus equals 1.
And then we're going to increment that variable by 1. But you didn't hear the line change because it's indented the same amount as the first bit. But I'm going to show you this. If we don't indent one of these lines,
Home.
so let's say that we do not indent
Print left parent num right parent.
num. So
Home P. Blank.
now I'm going to read the line.
2 spaces, print left
You
parent.
hear it's only 2 spaces now,
While left parent.
and it's even with while. I'm going to run this.
Control F. Alt Tab. C.
Save it, come back over, hit up arrow,
Python test.py.
and I do python test.py.
Enter. File quote test.py quote comma line 9. Print left parent
And
num
we
right
get an
parent.
error.
Parent. Indentation error.
Indentation error, no indent. So we want to come back
Alt
over.
Tab. 2 spaces. While left parent num print left
You
parent.
want to go to the front of that
Home.
line, and all you got to do is hit tab,
Tab.
and then now read the current line.
6 spaces. Print left parent num
And you
right.
hear it's 6 spaces again, you down arrow,
Num plus equals 1.
and you hear it's the same amount as the increment variable because, or the increment line because it doesn't tell us how many spaces. So now I'm going to save this,
Control F.
and I'm going to run this.
Alt Tab. C.
You come back over, all you have to do is up arrow
Python
because
test.py.
that's what we ran last. I'm going to hit enter on it.
Enter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And you can hear that while the number is less than 10, it's going to tell us what the variable is. Until that number becomes 10 or more, it's not going to tell us anymore. So,
Alt Tab.
the
C.
next thing, I believe,
Print left
so
parent.
I will have all of this source code in the description. And for this video, that's going to be it. I really wanted to show you Python, using Python and NotePad++, and some of the settings I like to use to make this editor work well with my screen reader. The only issue I would like to tell you in this video is that when you go to copy something and replace it somewhere else, I always use just regular NotePad because I have a lot better, it reads to me when I am selecting, and what I have selected in Notepad++, it does not. So that makes it very difficult as far as to move information around because coding, sometimes you can copy and paste a lot. So I use just regular Notepad for that, and then so I just kind of move back and forth between them, but this is a good editor to learn how to use in the beginning, and will benefit you more. And honestly, I wished I had used it more when I had first started. So, but like I said, that's it for this video. If you like this, please like, and if you want to see more, subscribe. I'm going to be actually starting the tutorials for Python in the next video. That'll be video number 4, and we will actually be starting on the basic fundamentals of programming itself, and then also getting started with Python. So Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Alt tab, C Alt tab, Python Alt tab, Intro to Alt tab, Ox Studio.